seeing all these other people do it, I thought if I tear my ACL, I'm never going to come back.
Got my back on the ropes. I don't make this bread, then I'm probably toast. I can't give up my soul. It is not worth any.
I think at first I was just like, I knew something bad happened. I've been around the game, like sports too long to not know that like what I felt was an ACL tear. Like I've heard it before, heard people describe it, and yeah, it was. I felt the pop completely. I felt my leg just go in a direction it should not have gone in. So yeah, I pretty much knew like right then and there.
So what were some of the biggest challenges for you, like early in that recovery process and throughout the whole recovery process?
Yeah, I think the biggest challenge right off the bat was just being removed from the team. I was riding a high of, I think I had scored in the last couple of games. Our first ACC game was against Miami. I scored 2 goals. I was like really confident, really finding my form. And then all of a sudden, you're done for not just the season, but really the spring as well. And I mean, we didn't have a full spring season, but that really impacts the way, like, I guess, confidence for me, because we were changing, kind of changing the guard with our team. We had a lot of seniors graduate. So I felt like it was a sour note for me not to be able to be part of like the turnover in the spring of the change and help the team grow. But initially, yeah, I struggled a lot with just not traveling. I think we went away the next like 2 weekends and I wasn't there with them. And it was just really hard. I don't know how else to put it. I remember just being like, just really removed from the team, but it helped that the way ACL rehab goes is literally in the beginning, every day is different. Every day is like a new goal, like you're trying to bend your leg further. You're trying to get over the hurdle, like literally just to walk. So I think that helped because it was like I was able to focus, and I'm somebody that loves to be challenged and just playing my sport, but having like goals every day to do different things like helped me focus on what I was doing and took me away from the fact that I was pretty upset of not being with the team.
What was harder for you? Do you think the mental aspect of it or just physically?
I think mentally it was harder for me. I think a lot of people probably thought I was pretty strong in both aspects. I think from an outside perspective, I do kind of put on this just strong, confident, like I'm going to get through this. But and I wouldn't say that I was like, mentally struggling either. I would say that it just is harder mentally than it is physically. I've always kind of been like this. The physical part wasn't that difficult because of how I try to push myself mentally through it. Like I said, I'm like pretty goal oriented, and I was competitive in my recovery process too. My trainer sometimes had to pull me back, but I think that it made it a little bit fun as well. Like you can't sit there the whole time and be sorry for yourself. Like you have to get over it pretty quickly. Like once you have surgery, it's like, okay, well, stop saying, okay, you can't play for 9 months. You have to just focus on what you can do. And soon enough, you'll be back with the ball. I had never been removed from my sport in my life, so that was pretty tough. But I wouldn't say that I was down in a hole. I thought I was going to be. I definitely thought I was going to be, because I remember telling my trainer when she told me I tore it, I was like, please don't let me crumble. Like, please don't let me feel sorry for myself. Please don't let me like motivate me to do things, because I really thought, like before I tore my ACL, like, seeing all these other people do it, I thought if I tear my ACL, I'm never going to come back. I thought I would never bounce back from it. And I think that was a really like not confident thing to say about myself, because a lot of people wouldn't think that I would think that, I feel like, because I'm kind of somebody that likes the adversity. But for some reason with that, I always doubted myself. But now I feel like I can do anything.
So you mentioned, the difficulty of being away from your team, but you kind of had a unique situation where you had 2 teammates who were dealing with the same thing at the same time as you. So did that help you out at all, having those 2 teammates?
I think it really helped a lot for different reasons for each of us. Like for me, it helped because Holly had done it, like I said before. Her sister had done it last year. There was like a little bit of guidance there in the way she just kept going through the things, and she had like this Instagram account that we that we try to post things on to keep it fun. And with Sydney, I feel like again, we had a good time, and I feel like I helped them just because they were freshmen. So it was a lot, like I knew like I hadn't been injured while at Virginia Tech before, but I had used the training room before, and that was like their first experience of like guiding their way through college athletics. So I think I helped them in that way. But yeah, we had some good times on the sideline, just like joking about things. And then we were really serious about getting back, and we all did a really great job, I thought. Even Holly's process compared to her first one was so much faster, but it's not just about it being faster, it's about doing it the right way also. And I think she did a great job. We all, I think, did a great job, to be honest.
What'd you learn about yourself through the experience of that recovery?
Yeah, I guess like I said, I doubted the fact that I could face something like this before. And now I learned that, I mean, I always knew adversity makes you stronger, and, the journey isn't a straight line, but I feel like now I embraced it a bit more. I embraced the adversity rather than running from it. And yeah, I think I learned about myself off the field in the sense that my teammates, even like the upperclassmen, when I did go down, when we had home games and I was at those games, they looked to me for advice about like soccer related on the field, but off the field, I think I built more relationships and, saw myself from a lens without soccer, even though I never want to be without it again. I did see myself from a different perspective, and I liked that person as well. So hopefully I can like grow and put those two people together, so that, whatever challenge I face next, I can get through as well.
Now, your story kind of came full circle, at the beginning of this season. You go back to UVA and you score a goal on that field where you tore your ACL the year before. So how did it feel to get back out there?
It was awesome. I'm not going to lie. I was really nervous going back there. I think like just putting Holly and Sydney in perspective, like Sydney did it at practice on our practice field. Holly did it on our game field. We're kind of there every day. So I'm sure it fazed them in the beginning, but I feel like for me, it was a bit different going. The schedule changed. We weren't supposed to play them this year in the original ACC schedule, and I was kind of mad about it. And then we're supposed to play them twice when the COVID new schedule came out. We were supposed to play them twice, both at home later in the season, and then the new schedule came out. We played them first there, and then we played them again at home next week. So I think that's just crazy. Like God works in crazy ways. That's just wild how things come full circle like that. And so I guess I was kind of scared leading up to it. Not scared, but nervous, but also anxious. A mixture of everything, I feel like. And then once I stepped out on the field, it was like I'd done it a million times in my life, like I have. And it wasn't anything to be fazed by. But I mean, we were pretty upset with the result, obviously, but again, it's just crazy. In the 85th minute, I get a chance to take a PK and score there. I think that's just really just a sign that, I'm getting a slight reward for everything that happened.
Last couple years, there was so many issues, I still can't believe that I'm sane. I should be out for the count, man, I'm telling you, this was not regular pain. I had to figure it out, for it all fell apart, had no time to